You know what I mean? Like he's all excited, and then I have to be like, "Bam, here." And the only our out that we have is the HOA docs. They didn't deliver it till yesterday, and we have.
All right, so if you go on, I can make you. There are people waiting, different ones. So there are. Yeah.
I just want to jump right into it.
A bunch.
How do you do your?
Hold on, I'm gonna mute everyone. We need to wait a minute. I'm gonna mute me.
I need to change my. How do I change my name? How do you hear me?
Make hosts. Yeah, there's a bunch of people on here. But you don't need to write about that.
About what?
I think I just made you a host.
I don't know what to do when I'm muted.
Okay.
So do I start video yet?
Click admit because you're now the host.
On my screen too.
Just wait a couple minutes and then we'll no one can see your screen except for you. And then we'll share screen in just a few minutes. Yes. We are just going to wait a few more minutes and then we'll get started. I'm going to mute feedback. Hold on, that's fine.
Accusing Alex of breaking into his car.
Yeah, weed in the trunk. So I go over there. I'm like, damn, Rick, what you talking about? And what time was this? I think about 12. Me and Rick, we get money together. And he's like, I'm like, God, keeping 100. I'm like, you think I did that? He's like, yeah, I think
This face to face when y'all talking?
yeah, we talking to his mom. He's like, brother, how you think it'll look? You the only one who knew right here. So I'm like, man, you serious? My heart, I know I ain't.
All right, girls.
What you take, Will?
All right, guys, April is going to get started. We're going to walk through a few things through Skyslope. If you have any questions, either type them in the comment box or just briefly unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Well, they're all muted.
Oh, just kidding.
Go ahead.
Sorry. I'm not, Frankie's here because I'm like not a super genius on this training type stuff with Zoom. So she's going to keep an eye on, I guess, if y'all make comments, because I don't even see where their comments will be.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. So I'm just going to get started here. This is the main screen that when you go into Skyslope that you should be seeing. This is our Remax screen, the dashboard. Right here, you'll see the kind of like what you have going on. I have 4 closings scheduled this month. 15 pending is just showing that I have some expireds that still need to get stuff uploaded. I'm going to go back to Remax so you can see the screen. 1 active, 3 that are set to close this month. And so this is always going to pop up and show you kind of what you have going on. Down here, you have the manage transactions. So once you've already created your transactions, you'll be able to click in here to see which transactions you have going on. And so these are all kind of like my active ones that haven't been closed out yet that I have in my pipeline. These are ones that have already been closed, but I'm missing something and Carl hasn't checked me off the box yet. So we're working on that still. But once you get into these, you can, once you go into manage, once you have them all uploaded, you'll be able to have easy access in here. At any time you want to go back, you just click on the little Remax sign. One thing I do want to let you guys know is that, one, I do have a video that I'll send out, a YouTube video of somebody else going through this as well, just to kind of remind you guys of what's going on. But if you ever have questions, there is 24-hour support for Skyslope. So right up here, if you click on the little lady in the corner, they have, you can talk to someone, you can enter a question, and I believe that you can also get a phone. You can have them call you or you can call in. So how do I get back? Is there another tab? Oh, wait, what did I do? Frankie, sorry. I think it was when it pops up with the support, it's a whole nother window. So I wanted to X out of that and not X out of Skyslope.
There it is.
Okay, well, how do I get back to, see, it looks different than when, yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm just going to get started, keeping this kind of simple. So we're gonna go in just like creating a listing. So before we had manage transactions, create transaction. This is when you have the buy side creating transaction, and then manage listings, and then create a listing. So I think we're just going to go straight into the meat and potatoes, and I'm going to do a practice 1 and just go through step by step with you guys. So we're going to enter listing here. I'm doing my property address. And as you type in the address, you'll see where it comes up that you can actually just click on, and I believe it just pulls from like Google Maps. And then click let's go. This would be a resale. This is me going through at my house, and we're going to click resale. It's not a new build, but you do see that you have the options here. If it's just a lot, lease, commercial lease, obviously you click on which one it is. Click to next question. I'm going to put the price of my house in that we want to list for, because remember, in the background, I have my listing agreement. I have all that stuff kind of set up already. My listing commission is going to be 3% on both sides. Of course, if you have where you are reducing your commission, you want to put that here. So, or if you're co-listing with any agents, you put that in right here as well. My listing date is going to start, we'll just say July 22nd, and I want my expiration date. We usually like to do 6 months, 4 months, so we'll just say it'll end November 26th.
Question is resale pre-owned? Yes.
Yes. Yes. So I really think that new, it would be if you have like new builds built, but yes, resale is pre-owned homes. I I just submitted somebody. Did I not do it right?
No, you did it right.
Okay. So, and I know, and so this, I know because I'm doing my home, but obviously if you are doing a new listing, you're going to want this information, and a good place to get this information with like what year was the property built. If it's a resale, you can look in MLS, or you can also, you're going to probably have already asked the seller or looked at BCAD. Everyone's familiar with BCAD, correct? Yeah. What is the source of this deal? So this is where you're going to pick, got the lead from open house. Sorry, are you able to let them in, or is it me?
No, you have to let them in.
Personal referral, corporate referral. If you're, you put in here how you got the lead, and there's tons of other things in here. And then there's also where you can put other and type it in something. But this is just to help you keep track of where you're getting your leads, right? Because in the future, we want to know, hey, how are we working in our sphere of influence? Where do we get it from our phone at the office? Like, you want to try to keep track of that. And this is another tool to help you keep track of that. So I'm going to do personal referral. That's for another class, another time, as you want to.
Yeah, keeping track of your leads.
Yes, keeping track of your leads and where they're coming from. So who is selling the property? April Rosado.
And she's saying the seller.
Sorry.
She's just putting her name in because it's her home, but obviously you put your seller's name in.
Yeah, and you could say Mr. Yeah. Is it
Smith.
if I say like Mr. Sellers? Is this confusing to people? I am the one selling my home. That's what we'll say. So we have create my listing. All your information should be here. Is the last the ability to double check it. Now in here is when you're going to, where you have the ability to start adding in your documents. One thing to note is there's an email address right up here for every property that you put in here. You're going to get an email. So one of the things you can do is email all documents to yourself, and when you email them to yourself, I believe they go straight into docs, right?
Yeah, they go into the documents, and then you'll be able to assign them.
And then you can assign them. There's several different ways to assign, right? Like there's a checklist where you kind of the easiest way to go in, if you have them everything signed or you have everything already in your folder, you can assign here, or you can go into documents. This is where it gets confusing, I feel like, is because you can upload multiple documents at a time and then you can split them. So I want to upload documents. Should I do it that way?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going to upload documents in my tab here. It's going to connect to my computer. And I have a practice folder. And I have listing document signed. And so you'll see that this pops up here in the documents. It won't be in the checklist, but this is where I'm going to put it, through documents. Or if I had them separated already, I could put them straight into the checklist. Which should I do? The
Just
checklist?
show the document.
Okay. So I'm going to open up my documents. And these are all, like, I already have my IABS signed. I have my listing agreement. This is just an example of a real one that I had listing, and they're all pages. So I have 3 different documents right here that I want to split up to get into. How do I get back out of it?
Just X out that tab.
This one?
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Okay. So I will split the documents. It's going to pop up here and it should show me what I have. So we're going to put IABS, because these are all required documents for us to have, and that's page 1 to 1. The next one is, I don't remember what he actually says, like just listing agreement.
There you go, it populates.
There you go. So it populates, and that's a required one. Is IABS not?
I think you have to put in information about brokerage.
Oh, I see. You'll learn as you go. So this is information about brokerage services. So you'll see the ones that are required that pops up, and it makes it a lot easier too, then you can know. And so this one is page 2 And you can split it to where it ends. Like obviously you want to count them and see where it goes. This is page 2 to, huh?
It says it right there.
Right.
Yeah, you're on page
But I wanted to see where it finished, so. Page 2 to 11. And if I could add right, that probably would have been it. And then my final one is general information and notice to buyers, which would be page 12 to 16, and that's the last one. And this one as well. Do I have any questions right now? Can you see them pop up?
Yeah, they're numbered.
Okay, I'm going to hit split and assign. I'm gonna do go to checklist. And now you see we're back. We were in the documents tab. That's where we were. We split it. It broke it down for us. And if we go back on our checklist tab, it's also in there. So remember, you could have done this if you already have them broken down in your folder or wherever you're keeping it. You could have done this 2 different ways. So here you have in review, like this is, we've submitted it, and this is what in review goes to Carl. Carl's our person who checks that. Once he's reviewed it and everything's good, if it's not missing any initials or signatures or dates or whatever, it'll say completed and it'll be green.
So Victoria asked about using dot loop. So right now, dot loop, we're in the beginning stages of that, Victoria, and we haven't completely implemented it. So not everybody has an account. However, you can use dot loop to get everything signed, everything filled out. And what's nice in dot loop is, and if you guys are using dot loop, we can send you the instructions how to do that. But the email at the top that April showed you earlier, that goes along with that transaction, you can actually put that email when you create a loop and dot loop for your listing or your buyer transaction. You can use that email to put into dot loop, and so then all the documents that you finish in dot loop will go from dot loop and they'll be emailed into that documents area where we were uploading documents earlier.
Yeah, so they'll all go here, and then you'll be able to see from here, they're really easy to assign. I think you can even click on just this one to assign it, and it might be even easier, but I'm going to go back to checklist, and then I'm going to show an example in here of, I'm going to pick a seller's disclosure from one of my other folders. And so if you want to just attach from checklist here, what is this number? Upload document, and I'm going to go back to my folder. Actually, I'm going to go to this one. And which one am I adding? Seller's disclosure. So I'm going to find my seller's disclosure, and I am going to add it right here. You click open. And there we go. Now it is in here for review. And of course, you're gonna, you're gonna need to put in all of these ones that say required. If they're red, those are the ones that are required. Your MLS printout, that's once you've made it live. You want to put a copy, like save a PDF form and put it in there. And then of course, a seller shield is required for our office as well. Frankie, do you want me to go in and put accepted contract yet?
Well, you can't because you haven't uploaded to it.
I have to upload the MLS printout.
Yes.
I don't remember that. Okay, so MLS printout will attach. I'm sure I have it.
You can just pick anyone.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
you're just doing
looking.
it as an example. You don't have to actually find it, right?
Well, I'm finding one from a different folder that actually has, I see what you're saying, but okay. And then seller shield will attach. And of course, these are signed by all parties. If they're not signed and you attach them, Carl will check it and he will make you sign it again.
you want to explain Seller Shield?
Seller Shield, for those of you who don't know, can I bring it up? Will it open? Is what this is a protection. It's an insurance for, like, it will walk you through the seller's disclosure. So if you are at your listing appointment with your clients, you bring this with you, you show it to them, they have the seller's disclosure. This is protection for them that if they wanted to order it, or you can provide it for your clients if you wanted it to be part of your listing presentation or something that you want to do just to protect them and protect yourself. It is an insurance that will pay up to $20,000 in lawyer fees. I guess if somebody down the road wanted to sue because something was wrong on the seller's disclosure, and what it does is they get online, they fill out the seller's disclosure. It's $199 if they pay now, or they can pay at closing out of their closing fees or closing earnings, $299. But you have to, for our office, we have to have this, and we either have to have the box checked, no, I decline, or yes, I want social protection.
And it's totally fine if your clients say no. We just, I just wanted to, so one of the big reasons we started doing this is some agents were wanting to offer it, and it actually walks them through the whole seller's disclosure.
And
so
explains
you don't,
stuff.
and explains everything that your clients are putting in. However, if they don't want it and you don't, totally fine. We do have to put it in there. This is actually, I don't know about past brokerages you all have been in, but I just saw a brokerage where their E&O insurance was $95 a transaction. Our E&O is $60, and it's always been one of the lowest I've seen. And we actually got a discount on our E&O, partly because we at least have our agents offer this. So I've seen $95, $100 for E&O per transaction. Ours is $60. This is one of those reasons. And we will, Bobby Joe, good question where to find it. I will send out a copy of this to everyone because we probably need a refresher. And we actually have a new version of this sheet that has like 2 and 3 year options if someone wants to be insured longer. So I'll send that out.
Yeah, she can send that to the office because I have the old one. And keep in mind, I do fill this information out for them. Like the ones that we have are blank, and we have to fill this in. And then through DocuSign or Dotloop or whatever, you have to have them sign it, or of course sign in person, just depending on how you do your transactions.
And it should already be in Dotloop once Rich has all the transactions. So you probably just have to X out of here. Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So now that we have all of the needed documents, and then of course, if you have the lead-based paint, you know that you need that on a house. Is it 1976 or before? Any other documents, you're still going to need the survey. We usually always need the T47. Like, you're going to want to add those extra ones. Any extra documents that you have from here, you need to add them as well. These are just the minimum required docs. So any amendments, say you had to change the price, you need to add that in here. Say you had to change the date, you need to add that in here. And of course, referral forms, all that stuff. If you have it, you need to upload it.
And let me add too, you guys, some of the miscellaneous form, that area, Carl doesn't need to check over like some of that stuff, but I have an agent who actually prints out emails and like text messages and anything that, let's say 2 years down the road, he wants to look back on this transaction and see everything that went on in it. He uploads all of it to that miscellaneous area just so he can see all the communication he had with his clients. So know that you can, this is like a document storage area. And granted, you'll have that with Dotloop as well. But if you ever want to upload other things, you can use it here.
On that note, this email that you have here and this log, before we go, that email, if you use it, say you're communicating with your people, and you want to keep a log of it and document it, like in that miscellaneous file, if you CC your email address right here, all of those emails will be kept in a log for you to go back and review. So that kind of goes along with a good idea of like kind of what Frankie is saying, that if you want to track your emails or your communication with your clients, if you CC, and it was noted on the training that you can't BCC this email because it won't show up. It won't mail to you. But if you CC this email, you're just keeping track of all of your emails and communication. So accepted contract. And this is where you get to fill in. Most of the stuff should be filled in already. So I think we can go sales price. This would be contract price is what you ended up putting in. You're going to have to put in the MLS number. Does it matter if it's a fake one? If I'm putting
I don't know.
we'll see if it lets me click to next. It won't let you. We'll say it was accepted on the 24th.
And you do want to put in the checklist type, right?
Oh yes, sorry. I get commercial sale, new home. Why doesn't it fill it in?
You can if you start typing in transact.
Which one? Wait, now I'm confused.
Type in trans.
Oh, there you go. So this is listing side of the contract. Of course, if you have, like when you go to add the buyers, you'll have the buyer side of the contract. Is that it?
Yeah.
Are there any other ones that I'm missing?
No, you have that.
Okay.
Oh, closing date has to be.
Oh yeah.
It isn't.
Wait, closing, we'll say August 27th. Next. What did I do?
You didn't select it.
Oh shoot, I did
No,
listing expire date. Dang it. Is that gonna mess it up now? Do I have to go back and remember?
No.
Sorry, I clicked in the wrong box.
And
Oh my gosh.
office lead, is it office lead? We just want to know.
I know, but where is the little box?
It's below source. Keep going.
Well, see, when you go through from the other
No, no,
page.
You already did that. You already did that.
Oh, no. It was one more. Acceptance date cannot be in the future.
Oh.
Oh, well, that's like my listing date. Is that gonna mess it up?
No,
'Cause I had my
acceptance
listing date was
date
different.
is when you actually accept it. Come on,
But I
April,
think
you
I had
got
the, but I had the
transactions.
listing start next. Okay. Okay. So on this, you got me messed up now. I messed myself up. We have to enter in search contacts, landlord, purchaser.
So that's a seller contact. So if you put in, you already have their info in. So
I
you
need to
can
put
say
the
next.
buyer name, right?
Yeah, so you say next, right? Or you have to put in their phone number, so.
Buyer's first name, we're gonna make it my husband is buying the house from me. All of the little red things have to be filled in. I didn't see it in the phone number. And of course, if you have their street address, email, all that stuff you want to fill in, if you have it, just so that it's easier to pass along to someone else. If somebody in the office has a question, say somebody gets sick, like you want them to be able to go back to this and kind of pick up where you left off. What am I missing? Search contacts. Do I have to put this in?
I think it's just saving.
No. Next. Closing office, first name. I'll say closing officer is a selling agent, right?
No, it's the title company.
The title company. So now I'm all out of whack because I don't do it in this order. Ramirez. And then you can put all their information in. We'll do, I don't know, 555. Email at gmail.com. Will that take it? I don't know.
I don't know.
Escrow. Well, see, this is the same information. Sorry, can I go to like one that I already have in here to just show?
Yeah, you can just show them. Just go back up. They get it. Just keep on. You would just go through all those tabs and fill in the information. So your home
So all your
warranty-
information's in there, your home warranty, like it goes all the way down. You obviously, I don't remember what I put for attorney's first name. Let's go in here.
I don't think you have to worry about that because it's just the title.
Or you just
So as
put
long
blank.
as-
So on my listings, manage listings. Does anybody have any questions? So it didn't pop up.
Well, that's because you haven't accepted. So she's not gonna get the next checklist for her listing until she accepts a contract. So if, let's say she then just accepted a contract in here, then she would, because then you'd have to go to your checklist. So let's say
Okay, so
you haven't been in your, you put your listing in and then you go to and it's been a
No.
while. Now you accept contract and then you're gonna walk through those areas. And of course, because you accepted the contract, then other things will come, be populate here. Then it will want you to upload, the contracts and all of those things. So that's,
I have another listing though, but it'll want you to go in and add. Sorry, now I'm like confusing myself. Hollow run, like then you have to add the 1 to 4 and you have to add your addendums and you have to have all that good stuff. So once you're in with your listing and you have all these, you have your checklist. This is my listing and these are the checklists. I have the executed contract that I've uploaded, the third party, and these will all say required as well, the HOA addendum. That would be an if applicable one. Non-realty items, like this is the checklist that Frankie was just talking about. Like you'll get all of this once you're under contract. You can see it opens up to a lot more options. As you go through, you have anything? Oh, as you go through, like obviously you want to add all parts of the contract, all the addendums. If you have lead-based paint, you need that in there. You need your MLS printout. Once you have it sold, you'll need to do the MLS printout as well. You'll have to put in a copy of the final settlement statement that you get at closing. We do require the buyer's walkthrough is required. There's a preliminary one. I don't always put that in there. I usually do the final one because that's the one that has all the correct stuff on there. But again, you can add anything on here that is here. So once all these things are completed and you've closed out your transaction, after closing, they'll send you this. And even I think Roxanne in the office, if they get them, they'll try to upload these things for you. And that's when you can hit like submit and it will get closed out. Any questions? Should I go into a buyer?
yeah,
one?
let's do a quick buyer one.
I'm saying we'll do a quick buyer one and we'll go into create transaction for the buyer.
So really the thing with the buyers, you don't even have to worry about coming into Skyslope until you have an accepted offer.
Right. Yeah. I'm going to do my address again. Why does it do this? I feel like I did this yesterday 1,400 times. So MLS number, oh wait. Here you manually put all this information again. Why isn't it popping up? It will fill it in for you. So that fills in a lot. We'll say sales price was $375 again. Source, just like on listing, you have, if it's a personal referral, did you get them from an open house? Did you get it from the office? Closing date for your contract. This
You
is
type in
this
buyer, I think it comes up.
buyer side traditional sale and presentation, purchase tenant, year built, and acceptance date would be today's date. Next. And this is kind of the same information too. You're going to enter in the seller's first name, Mr. Seller. And because this is going to go through where you have to add in all of the escrow information, and you just keep going to the next tabs. Yeah.
Yeah, just take it out.
Hmm?
Take out that email, it doesn't require anything.
But I think it's asking me for more, isn't it? Or did it say it was wrong? I
It's-
can't delete
It's not
it.
started, so you can just delete it.
What is it asking me? It's asking me. It won't let you go through if you're not doing something. I don't see what it is. Agent
Just
representing.
say next.
I did. Okay, buyer's first name.
How do we get to skyslope.com?
Yeah, is that the email that Rich gets to them?
Yeah. And then
I
just click
did
on
it.
title.
Hmm? Why is it not taking
You
this
can go
one?
to next or click on title.
Title, and this is where you put in title people, your title information. Again, you have to fill in the required. Why?
And you only have to fill in this part. You don't have to go through this.
What do you mean?
Like just save that.
Are there any other questions too?
Now you can press next. Don't worry about that.
Agent representing other offer. Selling agent. This is where you're gonna obviously, you're gonna know all the information to this. It's who you're working with, and you want to put all their information in again because the office people, you want them to be able to contact them. And it's going to take you down the side to put in all the information. Ugh,
So
people get it. Should I just go to another fill-in one?
No, keep going because you need to just put in the company. So say like Remix. So one question we had was about dot loop. Hold on one second.
Same.
Okay. One question they had was about dot loop. So for same with a buyer, you don't have to put in that. Just click save now or submit.
Okay.
So now that she's filled in the requirement, she can click submit. We had a question about dot loop. So if you guys are using dot loop, just like the other with a listing, with a buyer, if you are in dot loop, there's an area that you can put an email in to to send all your documents. And so if you send all of your documents to the email that's at the top of your transaction, then all of the documents will come in here. So let's just do 3. Is that it? Yes, submit. Okay, so as you can see, because we went through that whole thing, now it's creating the transaction checklist. And so either A, you can just start attaching your documents, or go into documents and upload them and attach them. Or if you're in dot loop, you can put this email in. If you want to know how to do that, there is a video we can send you if you're not sure where to put that email in dot loop. But there's a video we can send you to show you how to do that.
Okay. And another thing, these are again all the required. It's just adding and attaching the same way that we did before with the listing, and you can go to documents and do the multiple documents. And I believe if you do email them, the documents automatically sign up. If you email the documents to yourself, they should come up here.
They go into the documents folder, and then you just have
and then
to
you can
yes,
split
sign
them
up.
from there. Yeah. So if you're using this email from dotloop or from your email, they should pop up here, and then you would come up and assign them from here. Assign and assign. Another thing on the commission, just in case you guys obviously you do your 3% or your 2% or whatever you're charging, and then you can put different stuff in here. If you have a referral from another agent or from another company, you can put your referral information in down here. You can do internal or external from the company. You put the agent's name here. And then you would put the brokerage name here. And then you also would need to upload their, the company that referred you, their W-9, because then our office can get them a check at closing. And whether it's a set amount, you can enter in just a set amount for the referral, or you can enter in the percentage if it's a 25% or 15%. And of course, you would upload that information for your commission.
So that's basically it.
Any questions? And that's kind of it. Like I can go through again to show how to upload or to split a document if anyone wants to see that, or if there's any questions.
And if you guys are, I know some of you we do have some agents on here who are already doing like a few transactions a month. If you guys don't want to just deal with doing this part of it, Roxanne at the front desk does offer to just do the upload document portion. I believe for a buyer side, we charge $35, and for a listing side, it's $50. And so that's just like an extra thing that we do because we have some agents that just don't want to deal with doing it. And so it's kind of like a mini transaction coordinator. She's not contacting the title company and doing everything else that a transaction coordinator might do, but she's doing at least this part of it for you.
Oh, I messed it up. Why didn't I?
I don't know anyone that uses the task part of it. Let me see, what were you trying to look at? So the task, you could create like a task section in here, yes, but we don't really use that part as much. And the property, you could put more property info in here if you really want to dig deep, but it's not required at all. It is something like if it was hooked to the MLS, I think it brings it in, but I think, that's an option if you wanted to use it, but I don't know too many people, Stacy, that use it. Do you guys have any other questions? That's where you put more details on the property. All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. And again, like if you guys get, maybe you have your buyer docs ready to go and you're already under contract, or if you have some listing docs and you do want to come in and meet with April and do like a one-on-one walkthrough, just let her know. Yeah. And she can walk you through doing it the first time.
Yeah. I'm here to help better in person than on Zoom.
I know. All right. Well, thanks everyone.
Thank you. Y'all have a fabulous day.
Bye.
Transaction. I'm like, now I'm gonna cancel this stuff.